Courage and the boldness that you gain after speaking affirmations over yourself. The more you hear it, the more you believe that it's true.
And welcome to Premier Fitness. I'm Gene Williams, your yoga instructor, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of yoga.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You have just tuned in to Where is the Love? I am your host. I am Stephanie Hawkenhall. Joining me is my co-host, Gene Williams.
Yo, what it do, beautiful people? We got an amazing show for y'all. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Yes. I love your hair. I just wanted to say that.
Huh?
I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you look so pretty. You look so pretty. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, y'all, if you are watching, you should be watching our YouTube channel, Where's the Love, or Premier Fitness 0210. Those are our YouTube channels where you can watch this show. Also, you can watch, what'd you say?
I said live and in living color.
That's right. And if you really want to get live with it, watch us on TV. We are on Roku and we are on Amazon Fire right now as we are doing this show. So thank you again for joining us. You can also watch us on podtv.tv, which is on the internet, so you can watch us there. Those are the places you can watch our show. We are celebrating 2 years of TV. Man. We have been educating about bullying for 2 years. And when we started this show, I didn't know what we were going to be. I knew we were going to be talking about bullying, but I didn't imagine it to be 2 years later, right. 2 years worth of content. But right. This is a very big subject that people don't want to talk about.
Right. And there's levels to this, man. See how I bleep myself out? You see that? See how I did it? There's levels to this, man.
All right, y'all. So we love to clown, so we're going to do a lot of laughing. That's what we do. We've done all the crying we want to do, although we still do. If you watch last week's show, you'll see that we had our... Huh?
Who want to cry? I don't want to cry.
Right. No. Well, exactly. Okay, y'all, we are bringing on our, Mark said we are the terrible two.
Guilty as charged.
All right, so y'all, we have two guests today that have been on this show before. We're doing this like a panel session. We will be asking them questions and they'll be answering, letting us know how things have been going since they were on the show and since they learned so many things about bullying. What is happening now? So we're bringing them back. You want to introduce them, Gene, or you want me to do it?
You go. You made me nervous. You go ahead. What is that?
Okay. All right. So coming out is Kimberly Dedyne and Ebonee Donald. Come on in, y'all. Come on in the room.
Hey. Oh, we came here partying.
Yeah.
Right. I heard it was terrible too. So
that's terrible for us.
We here for the party.
That's right.
Woo, four horse people.
Hey, everybody.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So thank y'all.
Thank you, Kim, for coming through to grace us again.
Oh, absolutely.
With your
say
presence. No. So the party ladies are here. Get on their disco outfits.
Let me go get my glitter. Hold on a second.
Wait.
Let's start the Soul Train line.
Who going first? Who going first?
Hey, listen, go ahead and get it done. Yes. Yes.
I knew this show was gonna be fun. I really wanted to get y'all on the show together the first time, but it didn't happen that way. But now is the time.
Yep.
So now, since y'all have been on the show, a number of things has happened, I know. And I know both of y'all said when y'all saw the list of the different types of bullying, y'all were like, whoa, what is this? And I remember specifically Kimberly saying, when I looked at it, I recalled some things and I was like, then I got mad, because I didn't realize that was bullying. And I remember Ebonee saying, I didn't know there were so many different types.
Right.
And how mind-blowing that was. So since y'all have been on the show, Jen, you want to ask the first question?
No. I mean, I thought you were going with that question. You want to go ahead and just...
Okay, first, I'm sorry. We partied too hard right away. So my mind got wrapped up in that.
So, before the party gets started. It's okay. It happens.
So what I would like for y'all to do, since y'all were on the show, some people may not have seen that show, the shows that y'all were on. So I would like for y'all to take the time to introduce yourselves. Tell us, I've introduced you by name, but tell us a little bit about yourselves and what you do, and then we'll move forward. So either one of you can start.
I'm gonna go ahead and let the oldest go first.
Age before beauty.
Yeah.
Look at that. We on the same timeline. Age before beauty.
Come on, beauty. Come on, beauty.
Go ahead. You got this, sis. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness.
Have a time. So, hey y'all, what's up? It is your girl. Listen, we got a little bit of a change going on since y'all last saw me. I am Ebonee Donald, now known as Coach Ebonee Donald. I have graduated and received my license as a certified life coach. I am a certified wake up coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We are here equipped to help you, do what you have to do to get through life and get through business. What I do is I help high achieving, the versatile, the multi-talented woman to wake up from sleeping on herself. Okay. You're going to wake up from sleeping on yourself. We're going to make sure you have a good foundation of knowing that you deserve more. So we're going to break off all self-limiting boundaries and beliefs. And I'm going to help you show up to be the best self that you can be, to be your best self, because we winning out here. So it's time to start winning and think with the mindset of it's time to start winning. I'm also an author of book 30-Day Journey to Transform. It's a mindset journal, the mindset journal, to help you get your mind right in 30 days. So it's to help you get your goals down, make sure you stick to your goals, and do what you have to do to win at life, to win with your family and in your business. And that's me.
Right.
That's awesome. Congratulations on all your winnings. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's exciting. So Kim,
that's a dope name. I just want to say that's a dope name. Certified Wake Up Life Coach. Like,
yes.
Wow. That's
a lot of people sleep on themselves nowadays, and they don't know. Hey, you kind of dope. You know that, right? So somebody got to wake them up. So that's what God said here. I'm going to let that be your purpose.
Thank y'all for sharing this with your audience, streaming this with your audience. We appreciate that.
No problem.
Oh, absolutely. And you see why I had to let her go first, because sis is out here just doing stuff, and I'm like, nah, let me go after that. Set the tone, and I can skate on through.
Here we go.
So first of all, if no one has actually noticed, me and Ebonee are actually truly blood sisters. We are actually blood sisters. So I want to put that out there, because some people be like, are they related? They kind of look alike. They might even sound alike. So disclaimer, we are actually, there you go. They're the glasses. We are actually blood sisters, and she's older. Just putting that out there.
Wow.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, wow. This gonna be a time today. Hey, y'all. My name is Kimberly Dedyne, rhymes with divine. I am the CEO and chief candle chemist of Pure Chemistry, where we are the missing element to your luxury aromatic experience. And we absolutely love to cultivate connections through fragrances and elevated experiences with your memories, moments, and creative vision in mind. And what does that do? In a nutshell, we create hand-poured candle experiences and events. And we are trying to get all these women, the super moms, the super women, the CEOs, everybody that's out here hustling and bustling.
Right.
I need y'all to come on down. Calm down. Relax. Make sure you have your self-care while you're out here trying to serve and help everybody else. Make sure you take care of yourself first as well, so you can show up bigger and better than before. So that's what we do at Pure Chemistry. I am also an author. I am the author of Reaction of Grace, Journey to My Butterfly Exodus. This fabulous book right here with the lovely butterflies on it. And this book just chronicles my journey of and this is a great topic we're talking about, journeying through my life of being quiet, being in the background, being pushed to the background, not really knowing my value or my worth, but also other people knowing my value, but not letting me know what they see, and having to break through that barrier to come out as the big, beautiful, colorful, loud butterfly that I am, that I didn't used to be that person, but I'm her. I'm her now. So that's what that book is about. And we are working on our next. You know what? I'm going to hold it because I'm going to answer a question before you ask me. So I'm going to be quiet. Let me slow down. All right.
Before you say that, let me say this. I'm coming out.
Hey,
I want the world to know. I just thought I'd add that. Okay, go ahead and say what you were gonna say.
No, I'm gonna wait, but not just really quick disclaimer. I haven't seen my sister today. And not us both wearing blue. How did that happen? But that wasn't plans. I just realized that, but I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet.
Hey, listen, that's that connection right there. That's that synchronicity.
Listen, Ebony,
it's that one of the twin thing, you know. Right.
She is out now. She like, I ain't hiding no more. I'm out here in these streets now.
Yep, there you go.
I love
this
it.
face
she said, Google me. That's it. We have arrived, okay?
Hey!
Coach G, what's up, baby?
Coach G had us crying last week on the show.
G, you gotta stay with your shoulders. What's up, Coach G?
Oh my goodness.
There you go. You got it, Ebony. You got it.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for introducing yourselves. Y'all are such lovely ladies. I love y'all. I love y'all's energy. Y'all are great. We have another guest backstage. Hey, Miss Penny. And her name ain't crud up no more. I saw that. Congratulations on your marriage.
Congratulations to our mom.
Yeah, that's their mom, Jean Penny. She just got married last weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you everybody that's watching. You're welcome. We have another guest backstage. We're gonna bring him out and then let him introduce himself, tell a little bit about himself, and then we'll go on with the show. But we have to keep this party going. I had to come see my heartbeats. Oh, her two girls. All right, so bringing to the stage, Curtis Brooks. Come on out, Mr. Brooks.
Hey, ladies, what's going on?
Hey.
I don't know how to have an intro. I don't have an intro like that one. So yeah, my intro is not going to be anything close to that.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
You're still a star, brother. You're still a star.
That's right. Curtis was on two of our shows. We didn't get enough of him the first time. We had to bring him back to finish up the show. So it was two shows. So this is Curtis's third show. So Curtis, introduce yourself to those who who didn't see those shows, and then we're going to move forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, my name is Curtis Brooks. I'm a men's life coach. I help men communicate their way to healthy relationships. And what brought me to this space as far as a men's life coach is that I myself, many years ago, I'm an old man now, but it started off as a search for looking for a father myself, for me, looking for a father. And so through that search, I found that I needed to become the father that I was looking for. So with that being said, my coaching service or practice is very much spiritual-led based. Coaching service or coaching practice, and that's how I bring men into understanding effective communication and building greater relationships.
Awesome. Thank you. So Gene, you have anything you want to add to that?
No. I wanted to get started with the questions.
Okay, go ahead, please.
All right, so I'll pose this to the whole group. Kind of like maybe an update or a praise report about things that have, new developments in your business and your life that you would like to share. All three of you guys.
So starting with Ebonee, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Gene. Can you ask that question again? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, for sure. So the question is, are there any new developments that you would like to announce to everybody watching since the last time you've been on the show? It's time to blow yourself up. I'm sorry.
Look, since you want me to toot my own horn,
hey, you better toot it.
Let me take the glasses off. Toot. But since I was last on the show, let me see. Like I told you, I graduated with my license as a certified life coach, and that was in the end of November. This year already, and that was just a few months ago. Since then, I have my life coaching license. I also have signed 2 contracts, so I now have 2 contracts for 2 different academies. So I am an accountability coach with one of my contracts. The other contract, I am the business integrity coach, which is also like an accountability coach as well. And I also started taking one-on-one clients. So helping women to see there's more to life than just where we are right here and just to keep pushing. I also put my book out since I last was on the show, and that is doing amazing. And I'm in the process of kind of found out that this is a 3-part series, the book, my journal. So I'm working on the second part of it and also the third part. So we are working. We booming right now.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Hey, Mr. Smith, thank you. We are happy to have your daughters together. I've known them for a little bit, and I love every bit of them. I love them Mises to pieces.
We love you too.
Definitely love you too.
So go ahead, Kimberly.
What have I been working on? So Pure Chemistry, my company, has been working on incorporating the experience part of our business. And so last month, we just had our first experience of this kind. We had an in-person event down in Georgia, and it's called The Secret Place Candle Experience. And like I said in my intro, I had to get a bunch of women on the go, CEOs, trailblazers that's out here doing their thing. I got them into a room. God called me to get them into a room so we can bring it down. We can rest and relax and not have to show up with those titles as being a mom, a wife, a CEO, or what have you, but to simply get in the room, rest, be ourselves. We got to chat. We got to just talk some things through. We got to be there for each other as women. The conversations was just amazing. There was some healing involved. We did a little bit of journaling, and then their walk away was every single person got their own customized and personalized fragrance for them to go home and take the experience home. So no candle was alike. Everybody's candle was completely different, and it was just amazing. We had drinks, we had food, we just had laughter. Laughter is if you haven't been able to feel, laughter is very, very important to me and part of our company. And so we were just able to get in the room and do that. So we're working on planning the next one. So watch out, coming to a city near you. Gotta watch out. Make sure you follow us on Pure Chemistry. And then we also just dropped the first element of our brand new Purpose and Promise candle collection. And that candle is called The Love You Need. I actually have it right here. It's called The Love You Need. And this candle collection was very personal to me. I had to live through the experiences before I could sit with God and figure out what is the fragrance that love actually exudes. Love covers all things. And so it's really a lot of life work and brain work and heart work and everything that went into our candle collection. And so this first one, I like to say it smells like rich auntie sister. So if it's that favorite family member you don't get to see often, but she shows up and her hugs just mean the world to you, and she brings you this, and then you know she can cook. And that perfume that lingers, that's what The Love You Need smells like.
Does the auntie have the big rings too?
She does. You know she do.
And the peppermint.
Yes.
Don't start acting up, because she gonna pop you real quick. She's gonna scratch you a little bit with that ring. So you gotta be careful. That's what that smells like. That's what Love You Need is. So we have that going on and going out. So yes, we are we're working on updating our website, but we're just working on new products, formulating. We have the next element coming out really, really soon. That one is going to be called The Peace You Need. So I can't wait to get that one going. And that's going to be dropped in May. So that's what Pure Chemistry is working on right now. And also working on the second edition to this book. So getting busy out here.
Awesome.
Right.
Congratulations.
Getting busy doing big things.
Yes. Thank you, Ted, for watching the show, being a part of the show. So, Curtis, the same question.
Jeez, I can't. I'm gonna tell you, I can't match none of that. I might as well fold right now. Throw my hand in right now for real. But in all seriousness, since we last talked, been on their show, it's been a while actually, and for me, I have one major thing that's been taking place that's really been taking up a lot of my time, but I love her dearly. Is my baby girl. She is now 11 months, and her name is Bella, and so that is the major event. And I'm sure you ladies know, if you have children, and it's a lot of work even with two parents. So that is the major event in my life, and I believe at some point a lot of the men who I will be coaching in the future, they will absolutely benefit from my experience. But in all seriousness, aside from that, I'm actually making plans to speak to business as far as my coaching services, offering men and things of that nature. So I'm kind of in the process of putting that together and make some changes to my website as well. So that's what I have going on right now.
Awesome! Congratulations on the baby.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome! Congratulations. Are y'all still doing your show, or do you have time to do that now? The show you and your wife were doing.
Not a whole lot of time, to be honest, because we have been given a new position from the church that we attend, and that is manning their marriage group page on Facebook. And so not a whole lot of time. We still have our page up, and we definitely want to get back to it. But my wife has recently received a promotion. She's a property manager now. And so I'm super excited for her because she's awesome, and she absolutely deserves it. Not because she just deserves it, but because she's a great worker. She's a smart woman, and she did that thing. God did that thing for her and for us as well. And so along the way, it's just been a lot of learning for me, a lot of holding back, a lot of stuff. But with that being said, we're definitely on the road to recovery in a lot of ways, and, because it has adding a new person to your family is absolutely life changing, and as you ladies know, if you have children, and also Jean, of course, you have a child as well, so you definitely know as well. So, but so that's kind of keeping us both hidden for a time.
Right. It's a lot. It's a lot to take on. And sculpting,
I'm not so young anymore. I'm 55. I'm an old man, so I might move a little slower now.
Listen,
you move with purpose.
And I'm older than you, and I'm not old, so you ain't old.
Okay.
You are seasoned. Change your word to seasoned.
I'm seasoned. Okay. I'm a seasoned man.
Let me write it down somewhere.
Hey, Curtis and Kim, I think you're already doing it. Curtis, when you get a minute, would you put your contact information in there so Mark can scroll it across the screen?
Sure. Absolutely.
So we invited you guys back because we wanted to find out what has happened in your life, transpired in your life concerning bullying since you've gotten that. Yes, Penny, you agree with me. Thank you.
Baby. I'm well seasoned. I know.
And look,
like fine wine, baby.
Yes. Ain't nothing old around here. Okay, so we wanted to invite them back to find out what is happening concerning bullying in their lives. So we're doing this like a panel session. So we are already a half hour in.
Right.
So we won't get to ask all the questions, which is just fine because everything that has transpired here is what was supposed to transpire. So we are thankful and grateful. So, but I'm going to pose one of the questions to you. Can you share any specific instances where you've applied what you learned about the different types of bullying? So who wants to answer that question first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Something I've done after being on the show and learning about the different types of bullying, I've actually started to use my voice more.
Yeah.
And like number one for myself, speaking up for myself and standing in my authority and being confident when I do it.
Right.
Because like I said then, it's so much that I didn't even know was bullying. And so when I take 3 steps back and look at it, I'm like, oh, I think you just tried to bully me. So now I have to say something. I would have been like, oh, little joke. Let me slide it on to the left. No, let's come on, bring it back. Let's talk about this because what you're not gonna do is
let's unpack it. Let's unpack it.
You're not gonna talk to me like that. So that's something I've definitely done. It has boosted my confidence and just the knowledge and even knowing
Yes.
But being able to speak up for myself, and even now as being a certified life coach, even with other people, helping other people to realize when they're being bullied or manipulated or something like that. So that's what I've done since.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's great. And so in coaching other people, we have to be the example. We can't just talk about it. We got to be about it. So we're the examples to show. So it's great that you are doing that, and that you're staying on top of that. And like you said, not letting it slide, because if you let it slide, you're going to let 10 more times slide, and then you're going to end up in a miserable position. So thanks be to God for your courage and confidence. So Kimberly, the same question. Can you share any specific instances where you've applied what you learned about the different types of bullying?
So same exact scenario that Ebonee just said, but I think mine is a little bit deeper because I was, let me change my language. See, also from being here on the show, it's allowed me to help be aware of what my language is so I can change it. So there's that. But being able to change my language and then articulate, when I got the list, it helped me identify what was happening. And so therefore it allowed me to have the language to articulate back to say, hey, okay, listen, you're going a little too far. The spidey senses are tingling. Something is going on here. But it allowed me to not only be able to articulate to other people, hey, we need to unpack this and discuss, but it helped me to be able to check in with myself.
Yes.
Because I have more awareness about myself and what those triggers are. And okay, well, before we might have reacted this way, I might have just receded in, but now no, we recognize what this is. We have language for what this is and what's happening. So now that we can go and address it and not just let it skate away and give people a pass and make my boundaries. My boundaries are really in place. You can't run over those anymore.
Right. That is great.
I was going to say that's a big thing, having the language to understand when you're being manipulated or controlled or bullied and being pushed around. Like, that's a major thing. When you don't have the language, something is wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. When you have the language and the narrative that goes around that, then it's like, oh, I see now.
Yep.
No, access denied.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. Curtis, same question. Can you share any specific instances where you've applied what you learned about the different types of bullying?
For me, I wouldn't just say a particular instance. I think overall, in general, for me, has been I didn't know that there were so many types of bullying, and I think as I had been on your show previously, I shared my situation being bullied, and at some point, I fought back at some point, and said I had enough, and so for me, again, recognizing that there was so many types of bullying, and then so as far as working with clients, I may not necessarily use the word bullying. You've been bullied. I don't use. I may not say it in that tone, but I think it's important to let my clients know that you know what, we're gonna amp your voice up a few more octaves. We're going to give you create a scenario where I'm helping them build confidence, and I think that's the most important piece of it. So through my conversations with you, the two of you, I have absolutely been able to again connect the dots in regards to there's more than one way, that there's more than one type of bullying, and apply that to just overall in general my entire practice.
That's awesome. I want to encourage you three to share those lists of the different types of bullying, with your clients, with the people so that they are aware too. People need that information. People need to understand, what they're experiencing and, what they're doing to others. So please feel free to share. Gene, go ahead and ask a question. I was
Yeah,
getting
I have
ready
a
to.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
As you see the mischievous smile come up on my face. Um, so, Curtis, you remember me doing this with you?
Yes, I do.
So
I do. I do. I do. But
okay, so yeah,
out of that came some great questions, Gene, and
yeah.
much respect. Absolutely, some great questions during those shows there.
All right. So my question is, if you three could give um, our audience maybe a 3-point system to help them own their own personal power, what would it be from each of you?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a great question. For me, if I could, you said a 3-point system,
Right. 3-point system to
and
own their personal power. Yeah.
personal power.
Right. To own their personal power. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. First, what for me would be is to own it. Is to say, hey, this is my mistake, or this is my situation. This is what I'm dealing with. So the first point would be is to own it, to claim that thing that you are dealing with, or having a challenge with, or perhaps it's a win. Something you've overcome, is to claim it, and again, to put yourself right smack dab in the middle of it. And I would say that first thing is to own it. And a second would be to is to look into the intricacies of what you're owning. And it's not just so much to say this happened to me, or I'm overcoming this challenge, but it's also more to really kind of peel back the layers of what you've gone through. Again, peeling back those layers again, looking into the depths of what you're taking hold of. And I think that way we can those things can be either good, bad, or indifferent. Again, a series of things we've gone through, but it also helps for us to peel back those layers so that we can again, I believe, exercise more of a right to taking hold of that thing that which we're diving deeper into, or at least taking hold or taking ownership of. And thirdly, I would say is to have compassion for yourself with whatever you come out of. Is to have compassion for yourself. And I think oftentimes we life is a constant go for a lot of us, and we don't stop oftentimes to consider the compassion, what we've learned from that thing that we've taken hold of. Again, pulling out the intricacies and diving into the thing that we are trying to overcome, or the wins as well. And because we don't take time to dive in those things, or own it, it can be hard to pull out the compassion, because obviously whatever you may be going through, we can find the compassion on the other side of that. But through the compassion, obviously, before we can get there, comes the healing piece of it. So yeah, I would say ownership, the depths of what you're going through, and then the compassion that can come from that as well.
Excellent. Beautiful.
Thank you, Curtis. Hey, Chanel. Thank you for being a part of the show. Go ahead, Gene.
I was going to say self-compassion, especially when you're going through a transition, is a major thing. Like oftentimes we are our worst critics, and you hear that often.
Right.
We push ourselves harder than we know is reasonable, just because our ego is tied up in the outcome. And like they say, the blessing in each life situation is the journey itself, not the end, not the outcome of the journey itself. It's the journey. And snow the rose is why you're on the journey. Kind of like what you said with the other 5 things. But that's a huge thing. You have to have compassion for yourself and know that, hey, I'm growing. And this is going to be painful. It may not be pretty, but it's growth. And growth is necessary. As ugly or as beautiful as it is going to be. And you have to accept, like you said, peel back the layers and find the root of all of it. you know, in order to rise up from that from that position to be a better version of yourself. So yeah, that was great. Thank you.
So I'll jump in and answer. I'm not gonna tell y'all. Y'all done jumped into part 2 of my journal series here. I'm doing right now how to emotionally heal. I'm not gonna tell y'all that, but we here. Quick and easy, 3 quick steps. I'm not gonna say easy, but I'm gonna say 3 quick steps. First and foremost, acknowledge. We need to acknowledge there's a problem that we don't feel that we're that powerful. There's a problem. Why? Why don't you feel that way? Why don't you feel like you have a voice? You can stand in your authority. You don't have the confidence. You need to acknowledge that you don't have those, number 1. Number 2, accept the fact that it's time to move forward to gain that power back.
Yes.
So you have to acknowledge it and you have to accept, hey, you know what? I have to do what I have to do to get my power back. What can I do to get my power back? So now that you know, all right, I acknowledge it as a problem. All right, I accept that I have to gain this power back. I have to get back to me. I have to get my confidence back. Now I have to be integral to myself. I have to hold myself accountable. I have to embrace. Now I'm going to move forward, step into the new, and you have to give yourself grace while you're holding yourself accountable. Because listen, if you're not holding yourself accountable, baby, you're gonna go backwards. You're going to be backpedaling. And we can't do the backpedaling. We can't. What you going to go back to? You're going to turn into a pillar of salt if you look back. So don't do it.
There you go.
No, y'all don't want to be like Lot's wife.
Lot's wife, exactly.
Okay? We don't even know her name. That's how important it is. So that's my 3 things: to acknowledge, accept, embrace, and hold yourself accountable, and give yourself grace during the process.
Absolutely. I just said out loud that I'm healing. Knowing I was, but saying it is another thing. That's beautiful. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's my sister Coach Chanel. Shout out to her, my sister Coach.
All right, Sister Coach. Thank you for being a part of the show again. Thank you.
And I want to say a common thread that I've noticed in the 2 of you, what Curtis said and what Ebonee said, is radical responsibility.
Absolutely.
We have to understand that everything that we encounter in life is a lesson for us to learn, you know, and for us to elevate. It's like you're going from one level, like you're playing a video game. You're at one level and you have to go to the big boss. You got to go through all of these things to get to the big boss. And once you beat that big boss, you're going up to the next level. Where there's a whole other set of challenges that you were prepared for on the level below. You dig? And so it's just, and taking radical responsibility is, I am the captain of my own ship. What transpires is a lesson to me at all points, whether I win or lose. And actually, you learn more when you lose, oftentimes, because we get into patterns of I got this. No, life will dump you over on your head.
Right.
Okay. Life, no matter what.
Right. And the biggest thing, like you both said, is acknowledging that there is an issue at the start of it all. I mean, with AA, that's the first thing. You have to acknowledge that there is a problem, and when you acknowledge that, it's like, okay, now you can put the steps together to go on. Come on, say what you got to say, Coach. Come on, bring it to us. We loved it.
Kim, the same questions.
Okay, so mine was 3, but it recently turned into 4 because, like I said, I don't do anything without actively walking through my own process. If it don't work, I'm not going to share it. Yeah. So my first word is focus. So I had to learn how to focus on my own value and what I had in front of me and what's on the inside of me. It's so easy for us to acknowledge, oh, you're so great, or you got this going on, or you can encourage other people, but why can't we do that for ourselves? So I had to turn all that energy and honestly be selfish for a moment and focus on my own so I can push myself. so I don't have to rely on anybody else to do it, right?
Yeah.
So focus on your own value. The second one is healing. As you go through healing and focusing on your own value, there are some things that are going to come up that you recognize now that I slowed down to take the time to see what's going on with me. So now I need to work on to make sure that these things are being healed, because I can't carry these things on to the next level. They have to be taken care of now, because they're going to show up, and they're going to show up bigger and harder and stronger if I don't take care of it now.
Yes.
So
Yes,
that's the second one is healing. The third one is the new one, which is emerge. So after you focus on your own value, after you heal from what you needed to heal from, be bold and brave enough to step out and be yourself. Emerge from the background, or as I like to say, because I love butterflies, emerge from your chrysalis, and it's time to begin to show up as that new person. And then the fourth thing is bonding. Of course, we're chemistry over here, we're science lovers, but bonding, you need to learn how to rebond with yourself, rebond with this new person, so you can get comfortable in this skin, so you can be comfortable to show up to now bond with other people and get new connections, new relationships, and rock out and be comfortable who you are, so you don't have to rely on anybody else to tell you who you are. When you rely on somebody else to tell you who you are, you're giving your power to them, because they could tell you anything and now you believe in any and everything. Doesn't work that way. So focus, to heal, to emerge, to bond. That's my words I got for you.
Power extra credit and everything over here.
She's an overachiever.
I'm an overachiever. I was that child in school.
I'm gonna have to come out with another one. Let me see.
Can we do ours again? Let me and Coach Curtis do ours again.
Right. I think I got 7 now. I got 7. Let me see. No, I'm joking. I'm good with my team. I'm joking.
Oh my goodness.
I was absolutely a straight A student in school. In accelerated classes, but I don't like school, but I was in there though.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to ask the next question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to support others experiencing bullying? What advice would you give to someone who wants to support others experiencing bullying? Curtis.
Okay. To be honest, I think we all had some great points in regards to Jean's question, and so I would absolutely take from each of our list for sure, and implement that as advice for my client or someone who was dealing with a bullying situation, because I think ultimately, if you don't acknowledge it, you don't take ownership, you don't focus, as each of us has kind of shared our own little approaches to this. But if we don't do any of those things at the beginning, you cannot ultimately come into a place of confidence. And I think that is the ultimate goal, is coming to a place of confidence and understanding, getting our footing right, and a lot of us have given ourselves and our talent and our skill and a lot of our just experience over to others. And at some point in life, it can be difficult, find ourselves in a difficult place, learning how to take our own information and apply it to our lives, because we've given so much of ourselves away to others. And so I would absolutely say it would be, again, the 3 of those things that we mentioned: acknowledge, ownership, focus from the beginning. And also the ultimate goal is to get to the healing process. And I think we essentially have kind of all spoken those things in different language. But essentially, again, acknowledging it, focus, ownership, get to the healing piece of it, and then you're coming into a confidence. And I think not so much as a confidence out of, I'm not going to let someone do this to me again, because at some point, even what's been done to us has been a learning process. So ultimately, getting to a place of confidence. So that would be the end goal, and so that's what I would be working towards. Sharing that with my client or someone who was dealing with bullying in a situation.
Okay, that's good, Curtis. Does either one of y'all want to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to give a different perspective. I was thinking of the answering the question in the way like Curtis was saying, what he would say to his client. But then what if you're the type of person that you have a hard time like confronting and talking to people about bullying, how they're being bullied? You have a hard time talking to them about the bullying that they're receiving. I tell everybody one thing about me: I'm very, very transparent. I'm very, very open. I'm very, very humble. My number one thing to do to give advice to other people is for me to be my very first client. Before I can tell somebody else, I have to be my very first client. So my advice is the way I move, the way I go about bullying. And you see what I go through. You know my story. I tell you my story of where I come from, what I went through, and where I am now. And me sharing my story to people, me sharing my testimony to people of the bullying, the manipulation, the abuse, all of that. My testimony in itself is going to be, has been advice and a confidence booster for those around me, even my clients, friends, family, just by them watching my life and the way that I live my life out loud. And that's one thing that I've made it a point about being a certified life coach is I'm here to change the coaching game. A lot of people don't put themselves out there to let you know, hey, guess what? I'm human.
Right.
I'm, some such and such over here pissed me off, and I really want to go off. But because I'm working on myself and I'm being intentional on my healing journey, I have to take a different route. So somebody else see, okay, she should have went off in that situation. She probably should have cut somebody out, but she didn't. What is it about her that she was able to take 2 steps back, get herself together, and respond in a way that she didn't have to cuss you out. She didn't have to raise her voice. She didn't have to yell. So my life as the example is advice. That's what has been for me, is the way I live my life and the way I tell my story. And people, from my testimony, people are healing and going about moving in that direction in a humble way versus out loud and,
That's great. You are practicing what you preach, and you are the example to what you're teaching. And I just want you to know that you answered a question that Jean was preparing over there.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, yeah. I'm still asking, though.
I saw him do this, and I was like, she answered the question. Ebony's like, I ain't waiting on Jean. I'm going to get in here.
Let me throw this out there. Let me throw this out there right quick.
You got a 2 for 1.
Kim, did you want to add anything to that? You want me to add? You want to add to that question?
I really have nothing to add. I got something real simple. I actually have it in my book, and it was something that one of my instructors, it was a note she wrote to me, and it hit home, and it actually kind of goes for this question that was placed in the chat about, do you sometimes find clients and friends want to bully you into living their dreams and not your own? And I haven't actually experienced this, but it's so important. And when you're focusing on your value, she wrote, it says, always be a voice. We realize the importance of our own voices only when we are silenced. And you don't know how important your voice is until you have been silenced, until you have been mute. And if you recognize or realize somebody else can't use their voice, use your voice for them until they
Right.
can get back on their feet to unmute themselves.
Yes.
That's simple as that. Speak up and say something. It doesn't have to be elegant. It doesn't have to be cute, but say something, because whatever is said in that moment will spark change at some point in time. Change will be sparked, but we got to say something.
Right.
That's all I have.
That's awesome.
Very true. Very true.
Yes. Good evening, Pamela Parks. I see you. So we have 5 minutes left to this show. So
Already?
yes.
It's been really good.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask one last question. What message would you like to share with our audience about the importance of anti-bullying awareness and action?
Can I add to that? Can I add a buttress to that?
Yes.
And self-awareness. Boom.
Oh, that's good.
Whoever wants to answer it first.
I'll jump the gun again. I'd say first and foremost, from my personal experience, be true to you. Be true to who you are. First and foremost, hands down. Be true to you. Get to know you. And what boundaries that you have that you should not let anybody cross those boundaries. Stand firm in your boundaries. Because when you allow people to cross those boundaries, they're going to bully you.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody crosses the boundary, you're being bullied.
Yep.
It don't. I know for some people watching, it probably was like, well, they crossed the. I mean, they didn't really say nothing to me. They didn't really bully me. The fact that somebody crosses your boundary is you're being bullied.
Yeah.
So stand firm in what you believe as your boundaries and know what your boundaries are. If you don't have any boundaries, you need to take time, take yourself on a date, spend some time with yourself, go for a walk, go for a talk, go to the park, go sit on the swing, slide down the slide, whatever you got to do. Spend some time with yourself to find out what your boundaries are.
Yes.
Amen.
Absolutely. Curtis or Kim?
I'm going to be really quick because I'm actually going to borrow Coach Ebonee's what she just said. I love the wording is to stand firm. And for me, as I mentioned earlier, in my practice, my spirituality is absolutely very, very important to me, and it has been. So to stand firm, and I think it reminds me of the consistency of God.
Yes.
The consistency of God, that he stands firm in who he is. He never changes, as the Bible says. So he's always consistent. He's always faithful. And so again, it's not necessary to convert anyone, but God has given me the ability, as far as when I'm working with my clients, to speak in such a way, or just being able to add my experiences to the different sessions, so they don't even know what they're getting. And in regards to it's not when I'm speaking to them, it's not the these and thous and thus says the Lord, anything of that nature, but it is speaking to them because that I think it was Coach Ebonee said earlier, or Coach Kim, they're both overachievers, but one of them said, I think about being true to yourself, and how important it is. But I would even say, even just to, not so much even add to it, but just to give a more open understanding for that, is that if we look at ourselves as being the image of Christ, we can exude that image, and it does not necessarily have to be anywhere. Oh, God did this, God did this, God did this, because they're going to see it. It's going to come off, and it's going to show up in our work with our clients, because what we thank you, Lord, what we have not broken in our own lives, and when I say broken, meaning breaking the chains of the very thing that's holding us. What we have not broken, it will continue to hold us, and it shows up in the work with the client, because if we have not broken it, the client can't break it either.
Say it.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Woo, woo, that's good.
That was a mic drop.
Yes, sir.
Do I gotta say
Mic
something?
drop.
Because I don't even
Yeah,
want.
you got to come on with it. Come on with it, girl.
You went hard on that.
Come on, Kim. I got to hear what you got to say. Come on, Kim. Come on.
He said, I know she ain't trying to back out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm over here about to throw something at the okay. God help me. Okay. So I'm gonna try to tackle the second, like the addition to the question about self-awareness. Cool. And when it comes to me servicing my clients, right? You said self-awareness, and I now understand in my business, this is why rest is a big portion of my business, because I can't go so hard and thinking that, I got to grind it out. Well, first of all, grinding is not my ministry. Hustling is not my ministry. God didn't call me to do that, so I'm not doing that. Yeah. So, but rest is very important, to where if I don't rest, the things that I've dealt with, the things that I have been hard on myself about, the things that people have said to me will show up in my work, will show up in my candles when I create them. They're created by hand. Everything will show up elsewhere. Right. And how dare I not be self-aware of what's going on with me and how I'm showing up? And now I'm causing disturbances and turmoil in other people's lives, in their atmosphere, because I didn't check myself. Amen. And so that also includes self-talk. How am I talking to myself? Am I abusing myself by saying, you better throw something? Am I abusing myself when I get up in the mirror and I'm looking at my mirror and I'm like, oh. Okay, Kim, you didn't lose those 5 pounds. You said you was going to lose, like, you keep looking like this, or you keep messing up. Why do you keep messing these things? It's important how I talk to myself, because that thing manifests and shows up. And again, how dare I not take care of myself, talk kind to myself, talk good to me, so it could then in turn show up for other people. And if God has given me something, if God has created me, right? We're created in his image. Yes. We're created good. We're light. We're supposed to show up as light. Yes. Why do we then turn around and create this chaos, this self-created chaos, and then that shows up for other people? I dare not want to bleed on anybody because I didn't check myself. So self-awareness, I have to know my triggers. I have to know how I show up. I have to know if I'm walking down the street and I might be thinking in my head, but I have to be aware of what my face look like, because if I'm a representation of who God is, then I can't look angry while I'm walking down the street. And I might be in my mind, but we just have to be aware of all those different things and how we show up and how we're presented, so people can be presented back to God. And I want to be a good representative, period. Amen. So I have to be self-aware of what's going on with me and who I interact with, so that doesn't show up in other people's life. I don't want to do that to other people.
That is so
I do okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Lord. God is good. God did that. It wasn't God.
I kind of want to go back to what you said and add to it. What you said is that we are creators of our own reality, and being aware of who we are showing up as, and being very aware of what we feel. And if a person tells you asks you why you frowning, then you have to track back. Oh, what was I thinking about at that time?
Yes.
And we have to understand that the way that we think, the things that we say to ourselves, the feelings that come with that create the reality that we see. I mean, we are projecting our thoughts outwardly to create the world that we see around us. So to be vigilant and be cognizant of that we are the creators of our lives, and we are a reflection of the greater creator. We are smaller creators in a bigger scheme. You know what I'm saying? So we all create, and we are co-creators with each other and with the higher source. So just to be aware, super aware of, that thought I just had is manifesting outside. Why do I feel so much tension? Right. Oh, it starts here first. It's me.
Yep.
And I'm deflecting that out into the world around me, and that's creating my reality. So yeah, that's man. Listen, being self-awareness is a thing.
That's really good. And you know what? This is something, just to jump in really, really quick, but something that I am learning to do with myself so I could address it is, you know, the new thing is they made me feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. And I'm trying to, I am training my brain and training myself to stop saying that. Because if I say I feel some type of way and not sit with myself and address what is the actual feeling that I'm having, let me put a name to this so I can address it. Do I feel irritated? Do I feel frustrated? Am I angry? Am I tired? Like, let me put a name to what this is I'm feeling so it can be addressed. So I'm not sitting here spinning my wheels and then now all of a sudden confusion comes in because you said you feel some type of way. Well, what is it? Are you actually, so putting a name on it so it can actually be addressed and nipped in the bud is very, very important. That's something that I've been working on as of late, because you got to make sure it's straight.
Yeah, awesome.
I just popped in here for a second. Quick question for Kim. I had actually put it in chat and everything, but I'm a big fan of candles and all along those lines, because I actually had asked you earlier if there was a favorite candle scent that you have, but there is a candle company, family owned as well, that's here in Durham, North Carolina. So I don't know if you're familiar with Bright Black Candles, but they are actually located here. And if they're not familiar with them, you should become familiar with them, because they're in the same line of business as you are and all on those lines. And the question I was actually asking earlier, which I think y'all kind of alluded to, was sometimes I find that people that are in the coaching space, people want to have you live their dreams and not necessarily the dreams of yourself and everything. That's why I was asking whether y'all had run across that, because that I find to be a form of bullying as well, because sometimes people want you to get their vision versus their own vision. And then I was going to tease you, Curtis, because I think I heard you say earlier, because I was teasing in the audience and everything, that you're 55 and you just had a 1-year-old. So I'm sitting there going like, wait a minute, this means there's hope for those of us in their 60s.
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure that I heard correctly, because I think I heard you say 55. I'm going like,
that's correct. That's correct. Absolutely.
You ain't never too old to make a baby.
Excellent question.
What'd you say, Curtis?
No, I was just saying that's an excellent question, and so I'm glad he clarified that question, because it does make sense. Because I think it can be easy for coaches having to spill over into what their clients are asking for, and rather than just allowing them to break down the barriers, some of the challenges they may be dealing with, and give them a different perspective, or at least allow them to come to that perspective for themselves. So that's an excellent question.
Thank you, Brittany, for your comments. Y'all, we are at the end of our show. This has been fantastic information and a joy. Definitely a party, and we enjoy parties. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I know Gene was kind of slick with that. He gave Kim some extra credit, so
Look,
I think Gene got a special student over here. He got a
non-coach slide, okay?
Yeah.
Curtis, so you said that there's a teacher's pet in the room and everything?
Yeah.
There was a teacher's pet?
My mom was a teacher. I'm the teacher assistant.
That's funny.
Well, since it's an after party, I was already waiting for Kim and Ebonee to break out the cake and the all along those lines. It was a 2-year-old birthday party, so I figured that the cake and the the chocolate milk and everything else was gonna start coming out and everything. 2-year-old birthday party.
So I want to say thank you for sharing your experiences and insights. It's clear that you've been thoughtful and proactive in your approach in bullying prevention. We appreciate your honesty about the challenges you faced. It's important to acknowledge the difficulties in advocating for change. And lastly, your dedication to spreading awareness and taking action against bullying is truly, truly inspiring. Your efforts are making a difference. We appreciate you, and we thank you again for giving us a good time. Thank you for celebrating our 2 years with us. Thank you for sharing your experiences, coming back and sharing your experiences of, letting us know that we are making a difference by sharing and educating about bullying. Gene, you have anything you want to say?
Yes, I want to Send continued blessings for each of you in your journeys. Thank you for inspiring people, changing the world around you, and making a difference not only personally but worldwide just by your actions. You have no idea the ripple effects that you make just by being yourself at the highest vibration. So thank you all.
Yes, absolutely. So, with that being said, we will see you next Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here, wherever you're watching us at Roku, Amazon Fire, YouTube channels. We send you peace. Can't see my peace signs. Send you love. We say take care and bye for now. Thanks for being on our show. We appreciate you.
All right. Thanks a lot, ladies. Great job.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. Y'all have a good
Thank
night.
you, Miss Penny.